What is going on, people of the internet? What's going on, y'all? It's Saturday night and we're in the club. No, we're not in the club, man. We're on the grind. It's the late shift. And I told y'all from the very beginning, I was only going to bring people who brought immense value on this show. And I debated for a while whether or not I would ever invite an actual client of mine on the show. And Ryan Bishop broke the mold there. He's the mulch man of the low country here in Beaufort, Walterboro area. But you know what? The mulch game is large. And there are quite a few people out there who are in charge. And I'll tell you right now, Mr. Kyle Russell, he's doing it big, y'all. When I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do is play with monster trucks in the sandbox. I don't know. It was just like, felt cool. I wanted to have like the big Tonka trucks, big tractors. But then, I realized some people just aren't made for that outside work. And I'm one of those folks. I just couldn't figure it out. I'm much better on the keyboard, but I can respect those guys so much. And let me tell you something. Those boys make a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to own one of those real life Tonka trucks. For those of you that have never joined before, welcome. My name is Ryan Baggett, and this is the ChatBot Podcast. And please take some time out of your day to sit back and relax and chill and learn. And you're going to be learning from one of the best today, folks. Not only best in the land management game, we're talking one of the best professionals out there who is not in marketing, that just crushes it with Facebook advertising, with paid Facebook ads specifically. I mean, the guy crushes it. I told him just a couple of weeks ago, you could just stop what you're doing and start a marketing company, dude. Run paid ads, you're that good. But without further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Kyle Russell. What is going on, brother?
Hey, man, what's up? Happy to be here.
Man, I'm so glad you are. It's tough asking favors from clients, especially the really good ones. And you're one of the better ones, man. I'll tell you what, I'm glad to know you, and I hope the feeling's mutual.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm happy to be here.
So, before we get right into it, I'm going to tell these guys what it is he does. Is just something so interesting that I didn't even know it was really a thing. Talking about forestry specifically, he does other things too. But I want to throw up on this screen why this guy and I, why we're connected, and the reason here is boom. What is that, Kyle?
That is the Gyro track machine there.
It is, man, and it's a beast. Look how big that thing is. But I heard a rumor. In fact, I know it's true. I haven't seen it for myself. That AKA call me for a video. I heard you upgraded because that's the 16.
A little bit.
What'd you get, man?
We got one of those big 35s.
And so we'll talk about what that big 35 is and what it does, and maybe even how much it costs. Because I mean, the thing costs more than my house, dog. Let's be real, and it's so cool. But for those of the audience out there who aren't Jesse and Ryan Bishops and the whole Gyro Crack manufacturing crew, tell people who you are and where you're from and what it is you do, my friend.
Hey, yeah, my name is Kyle Russell. I am from Aiken, South Carolina, and we do land clearing. We do a lot of forestry mulching. It's like the machine you just saw there. And we do the conventional side, what you guys see. Clearing for houses with goes and dozers. You there, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably is my connection. I'm going to do a real quick refresh, y'all, and yell at Hargrave. Hang on 1 second, folks. We're going to do a little refresh here. Hang on 1 second. Boom. Boom and boom. All right, man. I'm just like having to trick the internet here. The internet doesn't even want you to say what you're saying, Kyle. the top secret, the facts. They don't even want you to share it. But if you don't mind, just start from the top, because I don't know if it's my connection or yours, but I really think we're all losing touch there. So who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Yeah, my name's Kyle Russell. I'm from Aiken, South Carolina. We do land clearing. We do a lot of forestry mulching, like the machine you just saw there on the screen. Go through, grinds down the forest into a nice landscape mulch material. Then we do a lot of conventional clearing too, for housing and new developments and pasture land and stuff like that.
Boom. And tell the audience how you got started. Like, how does one go from like becoming a man, 18 years old maybe, and then boom, I want to be a mulching man. I want a gyro track now. How does that happen?
It's kind of a story. So I moved to South Carolina for college, and I tried getting a job, but nobody would want to work around my school schedule. So I started push mowing lawns, just to make
mowing lawns, y'all, for real. And I know this story. I'm setting them up here. This is crazy. I don't look. The lawnmower costs like $200 a good one, right? A push mower.
Right out $200.
It's a lot of yards, man.
Yeah, just knocking on doors. Then one day I saw on Instagram this guy running a mulcher on a skid steer. So I went up to my local John Deere dealer and said I want one. And he's like,
no way.
He's sending the credit app, and they're like, hey, they need to see some income statements. So I went home on my computer. Not the most legal thing to do, but I made some invoices to boost on my income a little bit to get that first machine.
I mean, they asked for income statements. They said, I'm sure, what did they say? Your desired income statement? I mean, who knows? Like, I wasn't there, and I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's so funny, dude. Look at you, man. What a hustler. Gary Vee would just be just astounded.
But yeah, so then after that, we just
keep going. I'm listening. Yep.
Yeah, we just grew from there and just started taking on bigger to the big gyro track machine to really feed to fulfill our customers' needs now.
And so this is such an insane story to me. This guy is saying that he started out trying to work jobs around town, wouldn't work around his schedule. He was like, you know what? I got 2 legs and 2 arms, and I'm gonna make this money. I'm gonna cut some grass. That's one thing I have not ever done. I've done a lot of things like on the side hustle things since I was really young, like had no reason to. And I will talk about some of those things I used to do when I was real, real young, just like straight side hustle stuff. But I never did what he did. And I always say, you know what? If it came down to it, I would try it. I don't think I'd be very good. I'd probably mess up the first lawn I tried to mow, like straight up, man. But man, that's incredible. Started off with a lawnmower, made his way into getting what was the first tractor you got? It was a skid steer.
Yeah, it was a John Deere
a John Deere. So did that have a track or did that have wheels?
It had tracks.
Man, y'all see what kind of question I just asked you? I'm an expert now. Tracker wheels, bro. Like I'm probably like the least familiar in all of mulch terminology, but at the same time, like I can so appreciate what these machines can do. Now, this might be the stupidest question of all time, but the mulch that I buy for my yard, is that coming from something like your machine, or is that something like different?
Completely different.
Man, because it looks the same almost. Like it's incredible. Like when I go through and see what you and Bishop, especially, what you guys do, it's like, well, this does it. Like this is awesome. How? I have to like have loads of stuff in my truck to make it look like this. Like, luckily I don't live in the forest either. But funny question, I know.
Exactly.
Now tell the audience, if you don't mind. I think I actually have a picture of this too. I mean, this stuff truly is incredible. Yeah, look at this, guys. Let me remove this caption here. What all the on machines you have here, dude? Like this is some like real deal stuff. What are these machines here?
Yeah, so
we have the gyro track in the middle.
You got gyro track in the middle. Then to the left of me, that is a Hyundai 220 excavator. That's what we use to rip out trees and stumps, get the land really ready for building. And that's on the right of me. It's a dozer. That's what we rake with to get all the roots out of the ground. And then, in the middle there, that's our gyro track machine that we grind everything up with, so we don't have to haul or burn anything.
And it's a lot more efficient that way? And let's explain that,
Uh,
because they're not having to haul things away. That's doing what for you? Because that's a huge thing.
yeah,
Very smart.
hauling is extremely expensive, and it's not very efficient at all. And burning's it's free, but it's so slow. It takes what we can mulch in a day. It take a week or so to burn.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
It
what.
really,
Well, that doesn't even make sense then for me. Like when I'm driving on the interstate or something, and there's these huge burns going on. Like, why would they even do that? And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, like in those cases, and I haven't seen one in a while, but like they do seem like they burn for days and days. But I guess that's such a more efficient thing to do is mulch it up and not have to like carry it away or whatever that process is.
correct. Yeah.
And so, that's actually, hopefully one day I'll actually be able to have Danielle from Gyro Track on the show, and he can just talk about all his crazy ideas with his, machines other than the mulchers, because he's got all sorts of stuff. I don't know if you know about all his crazy patents and ideas to like change the whole world, but it's awesome. It's one of the reasons I ride with him, Very, very cool stuff. But it's insane to me. It blows my mind, bro, how you are able to just like, you know what, not paying me. I know I'm not going to pay, get paid $8 to do this job. Instead, I'm going to get a lawnmower, start pushing it and cutting grass. And then boom, all of a sudden you get your first tractor. Then now you got 3 machines. I'm scared to know the cost of those machines. I know the cost in general of the gyro tracks because I do all that, their marketing. But man, like I just became aware this year of like the expense of those real life versions of Tonka trucks I used to play with in the sandbox.
Yeah, we're getting to the 7 figures now. In
7 figures. Yep. I hope that there's someone out there, and in fact, I know that there is. Kyle, we have people from all over the world.
Oh, really?
Actually, that watch this show. It's not huge in numbers, and I don't care if it ever is huge in numbers. The quality of this audience is awesome, and from Africa to the UK to Cuba to the United States, man, people watch, and I hope that you just like truly inspire the heck out of someone, because guys, do you hear what he's saying? Lawnmower to 3 machines, 7 figures. That's huge. Now check this out, Kyle. And this is the reason specifically I wanted to have you on this show. Yeah. And this is even before we met. I'm not taking it, but by the way, I take 0 credit for this guy's like tremendous success. Now, Chat the Table may have helped here at the end, and it's helping at the end. We'll talk about that. But let's talk about how you were able to achieve such an incredible feat, because it's just, this is the type of story. Facebook, if you're listening, I know y'all are watching me. Facebook, you got to feature this guy. It is incredible. And the ad account billing statements every month prove it, because I see those too, man, as your admin on your page. Facebook, hook this guy up with like a story, man. But tell him why I'm saying this, Kyle.
So, because I'd say 98% of our growth has come through Facebook ads.
98%. That is insane.
Yeah.
98%. And it's believable. I believe it,
I mean,
and the other 2% is what? Word of mouth, and like 1% word of mouth and 1% Google, maybe your website.
Be cold calling every now and then. Just I get bored sometimes, but yeah, I mean, Facebook, it's completely transformed our business. I mean, before I started doing the mulching, I was just doing subcontract work for the landscaping. So I was getting no business by myself. Then when I got the mulcher, I realized, oh shoot, I have to market now. So
yeah, there's no option.
Yeah, so like so I had to figure out. So over a year and a half, I really figured out and dialed in the audiences I need, the ad copying, where to send my ads, and really how to do it. And now we're really seeing the benefit of that. I mean, we're hitting 30x returns on average on a monthly basis off a $2,500 a month ad spend.
So that's incredible. Like, guys, I told y'all I'm bringing them out, the shadows. In this case, he should be sleeping right now. So it's 9 o'clock where we live, or 10 till 9, and like he's probably got to be up at like 4 in the morning to get to his next mulching site where he's like clearing 150,000 acres in a day. That's what the GT13 or the GT35 does. Don't quote me on that, Jennifer the lawyer, if you're listening. this is off the record. That is not a product statement for those of the people listening, like really like listening. You know, man, so tell me this.
Yeah.
When did you start? Because this is incredible to me. Like you don't hear many of these stories, especially as they're happening right before everyone's eyes. I mean, I see the stats, and I'm lucky enough I'm the guy you call when you need a thing or two, right? But what made you begin in Facebook ads? What made you think there when you're like, oh, now I have a payment on this cool machine crap. If I want to keep it, I better pay for it. How do I do that?
Yeah, so I think I don't know. While I was doing landscaping, I've heard, you know, people being successful on Facebook ads, and I ran a few here and there, but I just wasn't consistent with it enough to really see the benefit. Then it really took me, you know, the 5 to 6 months to really see some type of return from the Facebook ads.
5 or 6 months. That's a huge bomb right there. Go ahead. It's great.
Really have to be with it to really see the benefit of it. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, and I think that's what a lot of people want to happen, but it's not the reality of things.
Now, when you started, which machine or machines were you using? I mean, were you advertising with your push mower, or did you wait until you had?
I just waited till I had the mulcher, because that's when I really needed to advertise, because I had to get.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, when I even started Facebook ads, it's just me like taking a picture of the machine and click boost post, you know, and just trying to throw a $20 ad budget at it and hope something happens. It wasn't really anything, you know, targeted.
So that's so huge. And so, you know, I think that we'll talk about transitioning into the automation and messenger ads here in a second, because that's some newer territory.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're looking at your ads that you're running now, you know, in your opinion, what is a successful ad in call it a month's time? What does a success look like? Not necessarily the financial numbers, but just in general speak, so that when someone's out there or a business owner's out there, maybe there's a mulcher company out there somehow listening to this awesome podcast, right? Because they're following you, maybe. I don't know. And then they say, okay, well, crap, we're spending the same amount of money on ads. It maybe, like, when I look at his social, it looks like he's doing way better than me. So what is Kyle's, you know, not secret sauce, but like thought process into gauging the success and what's going on in a month with you got, you know, such a heavy ad spend?
Yeah, so I really like to see my cost per message $5 to $10.
Well, let's talk about even before the messages, or like since the beginning, have you been relying on messages?
No, I really haven't been relying on messages. It's just really up to I'd say the last 6 months has really been message heavily, because before that I didn't even know about it really. So I was just literally taking pictures, clicking boost post on my like just Facebook app, and not.
And guys, don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah. The boost post. He'll tell you why, because he knows the tricks, and there's a whole lot. There's just a whole. I'm gonna put myself on here because this is such an important thing I don't talk about enough, and it's exactly why you are here. The boost post button that I like often tell you guys to not mess with. The reason I'm telling you that is because in general, you're not looking at what, as a marketer, we know you should be looking at. And in this case, it could be audiences or placements. There's the two big ones. And you don't have much control, no matter what you're on. You need to do some things prior to using that button. And that's as simple as creating the audience you want to use. And then you can use the blue boost post button all day long. But, you know, for those of the people that like that, they just hit that button before, they spent $20, they didn't see anything happen. Or maybe they spent $100, maybe even $500 in a whole month. And they're like, well, nothing happened. What do you think you would say to those people? I'm sure you actually had those conversations by now, because people see what you're doing.
Yeah. So what you really need to do is go to, you know, the Facebook Ads Manager on the desktop. Then you really have to. The audience is a big thing. So what I like to do is I like to think about who I want to see my ads. So I know usually somebody 40 to 65 is really who is my major clientele. So I only advertise to those people. And on top of that, I know that demographic is not on Instagram. So I turn everything off of the placement besides just the Facebook Marketplace, because that's where I've seen the most success for my ads.
You know, and I'm going to say this, and I think that, just so, you know, total transparency, I guess, here, guys, you know, I helped Kyle with his website, and I've helped him with some recent Facebook ad, more advanced Facebook ad asks, I guess you'd say,
Yeah.
or just like opinions even at this point, not necessarily even the formula, because at this point he's got his formula down, but I've just had more chances to play in the space with different industries, with different budgets. He's saying $2,500 I spend in a month. I've worked with brands that have spent $2,500, $3,000 in a day, and I've seen the $35,000 days happen. That's very unique situations that can't be replicated across the board. I can't say that you'll ever see a return of investment when you're spending that kind of money with a restaurant, a local restaurant at that. Like, they're spending $2,500. They better be running some gangster automation, or otherwise they're just probably like, they're paying for the likes. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're judging their success based on likes. And I just think you can't do that. You have to judge it on A, are you making money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then B, you have your own personal or business KPIs you're looking for. And so you're in the messages world now, which is where I live. And I love that. But before, I would guess, because you had a website before I took that on, I guess you could get a lead or two from the website, but we know you didn't get too many hits on your last website, like 30 or so. Well, we won't say the number. We won't say the number on that. I don't know who built that. But you're getting it from Facebook. So were they calling you, or were they, how are they hitting you up when you're running these ads?
Calling or private message,
The messages, guys. I'm telling y'all sleeping on Messenger. Everybody is, not you, but the world in general.
Yeah, mostly just Messenger. That's really all this is where.
I'd love to hear that too.
Not much.
So you go in deep as you want, because I don't want you to reveal anything you don't want to reveal.
Yeah.
But we'll go back to it. When you're making a successful ad, or a successful ad campaign, what is it that you're looking for as a consumer, or what are you doing as that business owner? Because this is what's so important. People, I think, they put $20 behind the post and nothing happened. Dang it doesn't work. Facebook sucks. That's what people think, and that's just not how it works. And I want you to just speak from your experience, because yours is a little bit unique, but it's so valuable.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like to see,
think about your content that you're going to post, like beginning of the month. What are you doing?
Oh, okay. So what I mean for the ad copy?
Not necessarily the copy. It's like more along the lines of, all right, I need to increase business on the forestry side. So I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? And like, so it's July, and you're looking at your books. All right, it's time for me to increase gyro track jobs. I need to get that machine rolling. What are you doing the next month to do that?
Okay, yeah. So I'm running an ad that shows a short video, maybe
ding ding.
Yeah, less than 15 seconds of that machine just going absolutely ham on trees.
It's showing
what it can do. Then people are like, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this. So they message me. Then tap the table bot pops up, and it
boom.
Really, that's what I do. I mean,
it sounds like it's so simple.
I mean, the video that guy tried running is it blows people's mind. So I mean, videos for me have always outperformed any other type of ad copy. And another thing I like to ask in the headline is I always like to ask a question.
Yes.
Because people, like, you ask a question, they make them think, then they might continue to read on the primary text, or they might watch the video or something like that, and just keeps them a little bit longer.
Now, I don't recall. I know you know the future, but like, you're moving so fast all the time, and I don't even want to like touch your stuff. It's doing so well. Like, you don't want to ever fix what's not broken. But are you running with the comment tool that TTT has?
No, not yet.
So that's the one, like, and I think it's one of the best. I think it is the best one out there, because what you're able to do is you're able to look for certain words, and you're able to hit them with a specific funnel. So if they're commenting, you can reply to everyone with up to like 150 variants of replies, because that's important. And mark my words, I'm going to come out here and say it. There's another platform. You've used it. You left that platform to come to mine. Thankfully, I'm glad to have you. We appreciate our customers. But they have a similar tool where if you comment, a DM will come to your inbox, but the reply that they allow an account to send a user is just one rule. So you would be like the word thanks. So anyone that comments, they get the word thanks. I think that will end up banning a lot of accounts that have a decent amount of following. If you got, no comments or something, like, it doesn't matter. But for the pages that are big, million followers or so, if they respond to 1,000 comments with a one-word reply or just something so like it's the same, Facebook will flag the crap out of them so fast. So it pays to be smart, and you've been smart, it seems like, your whole digital career, man. Like, it's not common, and I've worked with Facebook for over 10 years now. It is not common for someone to have such immense success so fast and understand why and how the success is happening, because that's so important, and then how to duplicate it and scale it. So the next question I have, and this is a question that I have, and I think a lot of people will like this: when did you decide to say, okay, I started spending X amount of dollars on Facebook? Maybe it was $20 a day or $20 in a week, and I was like, okay, that worked. That got a phone call. Let's give it $100 next time. Like, how did that process work for you? I think you're at the perfect rate now. If anything, what we're doing, obviously, guys, we're optimizing. When we chat, his question is, hey, Ron, everything's great. How can I get my cost? How can I give Facebook less money and get the same? Is basically our conversation, which is the smart way to do it. It's called optimization. And it's always a fun thing. That's just strategy. But, when did it kind of happen for you? It's like the aha moment. It's like, I can just spend more, make this thing go further, and then get more because I see it happening in my checkbook.
Yeah. So I think I boosted a post for like $150 at the time, like the most I've ever spent on a post.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, it's like a gamble.
And it's a lot of money to spend on a Facebook ad. But then I got like, I don't know, I booked like 4 or 5 decent sized jobs with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, maybe I need to do this every single day. So then I started running an ad every single day. Started out thinking $20 budget or something a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just kept growing and growing and snowballing. So as I was able to spend more on advertising, I just kept spending more and more and more until to a point where, like you just said, it's really about optimizing now and try to, bring the ad cost down as low as possible, stay the same or grow a little bit more.
Exactly. And you're doing, and guys, again, like, I'm going to come back on here and say, like, I am not claiming any of his amazing success as something that I've brought him. If anything, it's only been to make things easier, because when you have so many messages, it's easy to get lost in the crap. And it just happens. It just happens because Facebook is extremely good at sending the ads out to the appropriate audience. And whether they, I've seen, I accidentally clicked on your ad. That's happened. But Facebook, like, the reason that's so interesting to me is Facebook is so good at identifying the audience when you have an ad meant for someone to click. And maybe because they have fat fingers, I don't know. They really send it to people that click, whether it's an accident or not. They click. And the beautiful thing, the best thing about running ads with Messenger is who clicked your thing.
Yes.
That is the secret, guys. Like, it's such a secret. It's not a secret now. Like, Messenger, he said it the entire episode already. The secret is Messenger. When you have 100 people click from your Facebook ad to go to your website, if they don't all call you, and if they don't all fill out the contact form, then what? You know what you have to do? You have to retarget them. How stupid. It's not stupid. It's just the way everyone does it, except for the people that know the things. And now you do, man. And so because you've had such an incredible success, especially, now that you are using TT, and this is a little bit of a brag moment here, that you should just pat yourself on the back, because you've just scaled and optimized. And you blew my mind a couple weeks ago with one of your success stories. We don't have to tell all the numbers or the things, but what's one of the best examples? I know you said 30x, but like you've had with TTT, you can get specific. You know, you know it's so organized in the way the messengers are laid out in the customers tab. You told me, I think, what was it, $7 was a something conversion. I don't know if you remember what it was. What was one of the bigger wins since you've had TTT? That's just like, is like a headline. I'm gonna be using this for the YouTube headline later.
Like close to $2 for a while.
$2, and so what was $2 getting you, man? Because like you're not selling backpacks here. You're not selling $20 backpacks.
No, our minimum to show up for mulching is $2,000.
Boom, and $2,000, guys.
For that, I mean, it's no brainer, right? I mean, it's just common sense.
$2 lead captured, lead converted, like bam. And he didn't even have to talk to the people. That's what's crazy about it too. Like so one of the things, and this is just an interesting, I'm going to bring this up because it's just so interesting. He gets hit up so much because the machines are so cool, especially the Gyrotrack. Shout out to Gyrotrack. Got to give them all the love.
Yeah.
The machines are so cool that people hit him up to rent it, and he doesn't do that. You can't rent Kyle's machine. He would like charge you quadruple, like what he would like, and you'd have to have crazy insurance, I'm sure. Like, I mean, he might let me ride it around the block one time, but I'm not going to make the gyro thing spin. No, sir. Patricia tried to get me to get in one on Tuesday. I said, the GT16 XP, dude, that thing's so nice.
Oh, no.
But dude, I was like, I ain't getting, I can't afford breaking this. And I'll sit on it and break it somehow. No way. But man, it's the ad game is insane. And I could go on and on and on, but for $2, guys, what he's telling you, he's running ads. It spends $2. He gets a lead in Messenger, so it's not a click to a website. Screw clicks to websites, screw impressions and reach and all that stuff. He knows who the person is, and now instead of them just being able to answer or ask one question, he's able to send them through a series of funnels that he himself created. I showed him how to do it once or twice, like fast. Like he's always busy, I'm always busy, but I showed him like one or two things. Next thing I know, because I'm an admin on the account, I'm just saying bing, bing, bing. I'm like, okay, cool. He's working it out. He's doing TTT. An hour later, dude, still bing, bing, bing. And I'm like, oh man, that's actually a really good funnel. I'm like, text him, I'm like, bro, that one's really good, right? I'm not even kidding. And I'm probably like the most out there marketing person on the planet with my clients, because I'll call them up at 10:30 p.m. like, did you just see who just came in the funnel? They want to spend all this money. This is awesome. You know, like I'm just that guy into it. And you are too. Usually I'm the first one to respond on behalf of clients. I can't beat you ever. Question. Here's one top of the head question. This will be a good one, guys. What is one of the stranger people to have actually contacted you, or stranger situations you've dealt? Have you had any like women stalkers yet through the ads? Oh man, I've seen some weird stuff come through ads, dude, and all sorts of different accounts.
I've had so many weird things. I'm crazy.
I wish we could throw some stuff on the screen so bad.
I know, yeah. Oh my! I think I had one lady or guy. He asked if I rented goats.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's you don't even know if they're joking or not. Like I just have to want to think they're trolling sometimes, but then you creep on their profiles sometimes, or at least I do, because I'm that guy's like they probably do want to rent goats.
Then I had another guy asked to bring him like Burger King to an estimate. I was like, really, dude? You gonna hit me back for it?
Well, I'll tell you this. If I was to get if I was to hire you for a mulching job and like write the check, I might ask for Burger King, man. 2 stacks is expensive. I had no idea, and that's the running rate. Another mulcher told me that. I won't say anyone's name, but I'm like friends with all you guys, man. All you guys make way more money than me. Let me tell you how many machines. Let me tell you all this. You want to know how many machines Ryan has? 0. Those things aren't. would you mind going into the cost on one of a ballpark, not necessarily your machines, but they've got to understand, like, so like these are big boy numbers, y'all. This is not
So
$20 a day. He's got these 3 machines. He's spending money there. He's spending $2,500, you said, minimum on Facebook ads. This is no joke. When they say it takes money to make money, they're not lying.
yes, so the smallest gyro track machine, I think it's, don't quote me, like anywhere from, I think, 290 right now, and the bigger machines go up to 500.
$500,000, man. I love big numbers like that. And you said you watched the episode recently with Steve from PMQ Pizza Magazine. Did you see? He said they gave that man 10 Rolexes. He had one for his store, and like just to like show this is just such a like pimp move on Domino's part. They're like, listen, we're the new pizza place on the block. We're efficient. They're like us. If Domino's just starts today, efficient, nerding out, looking at analytics and data and stuff, running ads. That's what Domino's was doing, and everybody else was just like, not. And that's why like they stay the same, and Domino's is a beast now. And he had they were like, they wanted to flex. They were like, have your people work hard, throw them a Rolex. Dude, if they gave me 10 Rolexes, man, you better believe like all my salespeople will be hustling. I don't have money to give anybody a Rolex. I don't even have a Rolex. I want one. You probably have one. You probably have a couple. You probably have your like Saturday one and your Sunday one. But you work too much to ever wear it, dude.
Yeah.
That's your problem. Like if you had one that you wore, like you just couldn't because you work too much.
You stay in the box all day, so no point.
Oh, man. All right. So back to the questions. Let's see. Is there anyone in the chat here? I think this chat thing sucks. I never see if anything's going on here. That's the one thing I don't like about Restream. It's supposed to show me the thing. It's probably a user error, but whatever. All right. We hit those 2 questions. So let's hit this one. What are the goals for the rest of the year? And then how about 2020? And this is an interesting question for me because, as someone that's specific to forestry mulching, guys, for the most part, from what I understand, it's pretty dependent on there being forestry stuff to mulch, and like, bush hogging the bush hog, right? So he has his eggs aren't in one basket, as they say. He has all sorts of different machines to do different jobs, and I guess that's the reason why, right? So what's the goal for the rest of the year, November, December?
So
with the machines.
The goal for the rest of this year, we just took on 2 new operators full time. So
that's right. Really, congratulations there.
Thank you. Really just trying to get them up to speed, get us all working together most efficiently possible, so we can start off 2021, hit it hard and go all year with no hiccups. And that's really the goal for this year. And the goal for 2021 is to really expand both sides of my business. So I say both sides, so the forestry side and the clearing side. And I want to hit that 7-figure number for 2021.
Ooh, boy, man. I tell you what. Well, I know you might need some videos, so call me. We'll get that thing done. I'm sure Gyrotrax, it's about time for them to send the camera crew, their entire camera crew, send the whole crew up there to Aiken and do some film for you guys. Maybe I can come too,
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. I am the film crew, and it's so fun to be. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I got one more question for you. Yeah. And I think this is one that I said younger entrepreneurs in the little caption here, but I think it applies to all entrepreneurs, man, because at this point, like I said, I'm not necessarily teaching you anything. I'm just giving when we have our conversations, because he'll call me randomly. Just like I'll call him randomly sometimes, ask him this, ask him that. And he does the same thing. And I'm just spitting out my opinion, or I've seen this, Kyle, or I read it this way. What advice? And it could be about ads, it could be about social media, it could be about motivation, determination, whatever you want, because you got it all, man. What advice would you give to younger entrepreneurs out there, or aspiring entrepreneurs out there, or even uninspired entrepreneurs out there that are like doing their thing and just not killing it? They're like, what do I do? What's some advice you got?
On the ad side, you really got to put time in the Facebook ads. I mean, it's the future.
Yes.
give it time to work. It's going to take a good 5 to 6 months. You have to be consistent with it. You have to really put time into your ad copy and what you're doing, and think about your audiences and what they want to see. One thing I like to do is if I was going to buy the product, what would I want to see? How would I want it to, look into me on the screen? What would make me want to click and buy? And just overall, to be an entrepreneur, just believe in yourself and work hard and just never give up and stay true to your vision and what you want to do. And just really.
I like that, dude. I'm right. That's going to be the quote. Stay true to your, dude. That's it. That should be the title of the freaking episode, dude. That's great right there. I'm putting that on the screen, man. Oh, there we go. Stay true to your vision. I love that. And you just don't take no for an answer. That's one thing that I think that I've done myself, is I'm just like, no has just not been in the vocabulary much in my entire life. I don't like to say that. I don't like that word. Don't tell me no.
Yeah.
You tell me no, I'm going to say yes. Like, I'm that guy. You can't do that, Ryan. Yes, I can. Don't tell me no. So, like, I think that's been my thing. I'm just so stubborn that I'm just going to figure it out, or I'm going to figure it out. There's no other option. And I think you've just displayed that in every way, man. And I think that you've got a huge future ahead of you, and not only the forestry and land clearing business, but in any business that you want, because you understand more so than such a huge percentage of the business population how ads on digital work. And guys, you can apply this stuff in a multitude of places, not just Facebook. I am with him. I also think the Facebook ecosystem is the best place to spend ad dollars in general by far, but it works everywhere. And so there's been people that just have this chatter like, oh, their Facebook's going to disappear. Facebook's going to, people are going to leave Facebook and go, man, where they're all here. They're all here. And I'm glad that they're here, but I'm glad that there's options. And what we know is the strategies, and you might not know this since you've just played in Facebook, and that's where I'd recommend you stay. The strategies that you're using work across the board. They do. That's just the way social media works in general. Like, sure, the dimensions of the images or content might be different, or the rules here on this advertising network here may be different. The content, I think it also always starts with the content. And then secondly, you've got to make that content be seen. You got to make it go, as I like to say. It's gas. Give it gas. Ads with the gas. And you've got that formula down to a science, man. And so I'm just excited, to be honest with you, to see what you do next.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's like get another, big machine, hire a whole crew, hire someone to just do everything. That's what one of the guys out here that I know really well, well too, that he's so smart, man. He's looking to just like be able to do so much without having to do the things himself, which is, I got to get in a better habit of that myself. I need my robots to just do everything for me except relax on the beach, and I'll do that part.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we'll both get there.
Yeah,
you before me, probably. It's okay. But man, I sure do appreciate you stopping by to be a guest, and you really did drop some massive knowledge out there. And I know that people are going to probably be hitting you up in your messages like they've done with my guests. They're all nice. They don't bite, but they're just going to probably have a ton of questions. You answer them if you'd like. Answer the guys. Ask them in the comments to let other people benefit from the answers that he gives, because that just goes further. So he's got the knowledge, but he's a busy man. And if you want to pay for his guru classes coming in 2021 that I'll help him facilitate, they're $99 a person. 15-minute sessions. We'll allow 100 people in at a time, right, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Got to pay for those gyro tracks, man. Oh. Dude, thank you so much for coming, and I'll be in touch with you soon. I know we got another video coming out another couple weeks, and they're fun, guys. If you don't follow him, tell him where they can go see you. RNS, like everything.
Yeah, Facebook is RS Forestry, and Instagram is RNS_services.
All right, guys. Well, Kyle, I really appreciate it, man. You have a good rest of your night. Stay on the screen here. I'm going to pop you off right here real quick. All right, here we go. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. That was a fun one. I told y'all we're going to learn some things, and you might want to hit replay on this one a couple times, write some things down. Incredible information there. And the thing I told him is, yeah, sure, it's a possibility that your competition or your neighbor could watch this. Slim chance, because my audience is just different. But the thing that I've realized, and this is what Gary Vee said, this is some of the best advice that I listened to him about before I really stopped listening. I didn't really need his advice so much anymore because I've already done the things that he preaches over and over about. And as you could tell someone everything how to do your stuff for the most part, and the vast majority just won't. I can sit here and say, Tap the Table can help restaurants, retail stores, lumberjacks, mulchers, so much, and the return there will be insane. Not almost every time. I mean, it won't fail if there's any effort put in there. And even knowing that there'll be so many that I'll say, oh, that sounds great. But I've got to watch football right now. The people that are in the club tonight, I hope they're having fun, man. I hope they're grooving. I'm grooving right now, but I'm grooving on my keyboard, and I'm not spending money. I'm making money. And for those want to be business owners and want to be entrepreneurs, you have to make up your mind on what your priorities are. And when your priorities are in line, I think you can achieve anything, especially if you live in America. Other countries I've learned, especially recently, it's harder to do the things. It still can be done, but it is harder. So I would just say use technology to your advantage. Chatbots are your friend. And Facebook ads, social media ads, digital ads are the gasoline to any vehicle that we could talk about today in the digital world. Be sure to leave any questions or comments you have in the comment section below, and Kyle and myself will try to get them answered for you. As always, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one. Peace.